Hello, FlossTube. My name is Maria Hyatt. Some people know me as Southern Girl Stitcher. Um, I've been watching FlossTube for quite some time. Thought that we would join in on the fun. I'm very nervous to get on the actually just speak to the camera. My family is home, so if we have any interruptions, I do apologize for that. We also have 3 dogs. We hope that they will not start barking or playing with toys or just playing zoomy across the floor. Um, this is my third take because we did have some of those issues coming in. Also, my husband is doing some construction outside, so if you hear any of that noise, I do apologize. A little bit about myself. I have been stitching on and off for quite some time. Um, I think when I got back into stitching, the first thing I stitched was a sampler for my son when he was being born. Um, and I do have that. I will show that. I have some other things that I have fully finished. I have a lot of things that I have stitched that are not fully finished. I will show those, and hopefully this video won't be too long so that we will just have one video. But we may have to break it up into two because I do have almost 60 whips. And I live in South Carolina. I don't really have any stitchy friends here. I do have 2 grown children. Uh, my son is 21. My daughter is 19. But that was a little bit about me. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and I will try to answer. Um, I'm going to show you some of my fully finished stuff first. And I apologize, I do not know names, designers. Some things I stitched quite a while ago, and I get rid of uh, those things once I stitch them. So let's jump right in. The first thing that got me back into stitching was I found a stitch piece that my mother did years ago. And I found it in a drawer and decided that I would frame it and hang it on my wall. And I do apologize for the glare. Hopefully I will get better at this if we do any more videos and figure out how to work where the best place to film is. But I believe this is a Paula Vaughn piece, and it was stitched on, I want to say, either 14 or 16 count Ada. But yeah, it's probably 30 years old, if not more than that. But I found this and decided, hey, I remember stitching as a child. Never finished anything, but I decided I would look and found FlossTube videos and fell down that rabbit hole. So started stitching again. Another piece this is a piece that I did, and it's actually a needlepoint piece, and it was a kit. Um, but I stitched this and framed it myself. And like I said, I apologize for the glare. The next piece, like I said, I've filmed this about 3 times, so everything's kind of scattered around me. So I do apologize. I finished a few things into pillows. I know that this pattern came off of Etsy. I'm not sure of the designer or anything. It was stitched in 2020. And I just did a very simple pillow finish with some fabric that I had in my stash. I did another little pillow. I had a great idea that I would stitch all these little houses on one piece of fabric. Did not happen. So I finished it into a simple little pillow. You will notice one thing about me. I am one of those that finds squirrels quite often and get sidetracked on when I'm stitching. This is a piece, I'm not sure where this design came from, but it looks like it was done in 2020. Also finished into a little pillow. This is one of the first designs that I did in sulky threads. Bought a sample pack of sulky threads and decided I wanted to try them. So that was one of the first ones I did in sulkies. This next one I believe was only done like 2 years ago. The pattern off 123 stitch. Love bees. I had done a baby quilt and some fabric I had left over that had bees on it, so I thought that would be a cute little finish for that. The next one is a hands-on designs piece, I believe. The monthly little squares. I think it's celebrating year or something. Anyway, it was finished into a pillow. I'm sure these are not the call for colors. I do change up sometimes. Not sure where this pattern came from either, but it's a very tiny one. Also done, I believe, on 18 count Ada with sulky threads. This one came with a magazine, one of the cross stitch magazines, as a free little kit. I think it was actually supposed to be a greeting card, and I just turned it into a little pillow with the little back. I believe that's all my pillows that go stay in a little bowl. I do keep all of my cross stitch out year round, whether it be Halloween, Christmas, whatever, because I figure if I stitched it, I want to look at it. This is a Halloween stitch that I did and fully finished myself. Um, yeah. I watched a lot of Priscilla and Chelsea finishing tutorials. I also watch a lot of Vanna Pfeiffer's tutorials, so you may see some of their finishing that I've done. But this is just on a piece of probably the sticky board, and it's layered onto a picture frame that I found actually at a thrift store that I just painted and repurposed. Um, this is one I'm very proud of. This is one I Nora Corbett, um, one of the poison fairies. Um, this is done on an 18 count um, dyed fabric. I'm not sure who it's by. It's probably a fabric of the month. At one time, I was doing a lot of the fabric of the month because I had no stash, and that was the easiest way to build up your stash. Um, Another piece that is fully finished, and I believe this is an ink circles design. Um, I did finish this myself. I did change the colors. They're all DMC colors. Um, my favorite color is purple, so I do change a lot of things into purple. Um, this is my first time working with a variegated thread, and the pinkish reds and the purples here are DMC variegated. Yeah, it is also finished on a piece of sticky board that is, or foam core, that is attached to another board that I covered with scrapbook paper that came from Walmart. It's just a simple little board. Um, this pattern came off Etsy. I'm not sure who the designer was, but like I said, yeah, this came off of Etsy. I believe this is probably a 28 count fabric and another fabric of the month. Also finished on a foam core board, and a board from Walmart that actually had a hanger on the back, and I just cut the hanger off and glued this on. This one was done in 2018, and this quite a big enjoyment. Sorry, my daughter was waving by. She's leaving to go to her friends. Um, but anyway, I love owls. And anytime I get a chance to stitch an owl, I will stitch an owl. Um, in fact, that reminds me, I have another owl piece that I did not grab for this video. Maybe I'll bring it and show it another one. Um, this is a piece that I stitched. Not sure. It's not fine. Um, but also 28 count, just light blue fabric. Um, and probably not the called for colors, probably just stitched what I had. I know they are DMC colors. Um, Also, foam core and a Walmart board. Um, this is the only piece I've ever had uh, professionally framed. And like I said, it does stay up all year long. I am very proud of this piece. And I apologize for the dogs. Um, but yeah, this was 28 count Monaco coffee tea dyed by myself. And that was, I learned how to do that by Priscilla and Chelsea. And of course, it's not signed, so I'm not sure when I stitched it. My next piece was a piece out of a magazine I do know. Um, it's not signed either, but a very little cute pumpkin witch. This was a lot of fun to stitch. I enjoyed this. Also, this is stitched on 28 count Monaco coffee tea dye by myself and framed by myself with the extra little pumpkins in the bag at the top. Most of my pieces do not have glass in them, just because I kind of feel like it smushes them a little bit. Now we're going to get into items that are finished but not framed. This was the first Handscraft C sampler I did, and it is on ivory, 28 count, evenly, probably something from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Um, but it is done with the DMZ conversions. I hope I'm getting all that into the picture. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this piece. I love Handscraft C samplers. But yeah, hopefully, maybe one day someone will, maybe for Christmas, somebody will frame it for me. Next one, this also is a Hands Across the Sea design. It's not the full design. I have started the full sampler, which you will see in my web parade probably in the next video. But this is Ann Thomas, and I decided that full sampler was going a little bit too slow for me, and I wanted the center of a bird out of that, so I did that on a 28 count, um, probably Lugana, and it was probably a fabric of the month, so I don't know the name. Um, but yeah, I do know that I finished this earlier this year, um, and like I said, I do have the full sampler started on a 40 count fabric, and I will show that to you later. Yeah. Uh, this next piece is a piece that actually got me back into stitching when I was pregnant with my son. I said he needed a birth sampler, and of course, it never got framed or done anything with. But he was born in 2003, so this was done early, well, you say before May in 2003. Um, yeah. Um, the next piece is another Hands Across the Sea sampler. This is just a small one. Looks like this one was done in 2021. This is one of their little red samplers. This one is done on an 18 count coffee tea dyed fabric that I did myself. This next piece is a piece that I started when my son went on a class trip to Washington. I wanted something to commemorate that. Sorry. So it was done in 2017, and it is Washington. I'm sorry, I don't remember names or nothing. But I'm sure y'all have seen these designs before. The designer does a lot of little different cities and stuff. This next one also is on 28 count Monaco coffee tea dyed. These are not the called for colors. These are colors I had in my stash. Like I said, I do not keep patterns after I'm done with them, so I cannot tell you the name or the designer. But this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this one. That store is very large. That was a lot of stitching. Um, And this is one of the first pieces I, did when I got back into stitching. So to me, that was a lot of stitching. That was before I started Heaven and Earth designs and full coverage designs. So, oh, excuse me. Um, that was a lot of stitching for me. The next one, let's see. I did sign this one. This was done in 2023. And I changed some of the colors. I know I changed the flowers to purple flowers. Purple's my favorite, so anytime I can change something to purple, I do. Um, yeah, and I believe that one was done on the 32 count fabric and fabric of the month from someone. My next piece is on an 18 count Ada from probably Michael's or somewhere because it's very stiff. Um, and I think it's on oatmeal. And I believe this is probably something that I seen Priscilla and Chelsea stitch and just fell in love with it. I do know it's for some of you fancy floss on that barn. Um, yeah. And I probably changed some of the other colors to just things I had in stash. Um, this next one is, I know it's the Autumn ABCs. I'm not sure who the designer is. The fabric is an 18 count Ada, coffee tea dyed by me. And that is the whole piece. I know I probably did change some of the colors around. There's a kind of a close-up scroll. But yeah, did have plans on finishing this one. Have a piece of reclaimed barnwood that my mother had left over from a horse barn that they had done. It just never got finished. Um, these next pieces are kind of like a series. Um, and the name of the designer just completely has lost my mind. But I'm sure y'all have seen them before. Had all intentions of stitching 6 or 8 of these to put in an old window frame I had. Didn't get around to it. I got some of them kind of halfway finished. I was finishing them just on a piece of foam cord. It's kind of laced in the back. And a piece of batting on the inside so that they would slip snugly into the frame and I could change them out every so often if I wanted to. This one is pumpkin and spice. And this one is actually signed. It's 2018. Once again, not sure of the fabric. Probably a 28 count because that's mostly what I was stitching on back then. This is Hugs and Kisses. I do have the Luck of the Leprechaun or Stitch 2, I believe it was called. But it is actually in a frame in my office and I forgot to get that. Maybe I'll show it on another video. This is a series by Lizzie Kate called 4 Seasons. This is Autumn. And I'm sure I changed the colors because she used a lot of fancy flosses and things that I just didn't have at the time. My intention was to stitch all 4 and put them on a board that I could switch them out seasonally. I believe I do have 2 more finished, but I think I left them in the other room. This is Hands-On Design, I believe. This is one that I'm sure everybody knows because Priscilla designed it. But this is the summer part. It is stitched on 18 count black Ada. This is done with some fancy flosses. When I got into the fancy floss, that was a fun stitch. Not sure why it didn't get finished. But all of those that are finished but not fully finished live in a bag that I made myself. It's quite a large bag. And everything just lives in that. This was a Vana tutorial. But yeah, all of my things that I have finished but not fully finished live in that bag. I think that is all the things that I have finished but not fully finished. And some of the things that I have fully finished. Like I said, I have left a few things in another room that I will get on another occasion and show to you. But yeah, um, I did want to share with you, give a shout out to my husband. My husband has a Etsy store, and I'm sorry about the dogs. They have just seen my husband outside and decided they were going to bark at him. But as I was saying, he has an Etsy store called Palmetto South Designs. Um, and he has just been an angel. He has a laser cutting machine, and um, I got in my head one day that I needed a stitching tray, so I drew it out for him, and he cut it out for me, and worked so well. I just decided, well, why don't you share these things and sell them on Etsy? So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I designed or drew out, and he made for me. The first one is our what we call our small stitching tray. Um, it has a place for cut threads, orts. It has a pin cushion. Um, you can put your floss bobbins in the tray. They line up here. Then you just have a small tray for scissors, thread conditioner, whatever you need to put there. And there is a magnet. Um, but yeah, he cuts these out and sells them. I'll show you the back with the name. Hopefully that does not come out backwards, but it is Palmetto South Designs. And I will let you know he is running a sale this month. um, this is our larger tray that we designed. Um, Same thing, except it has two magnets. And I'll show you the smaller one so that you can see the difference in the sizes. Um, One is much larger than the other. We also have one. This one is not completely finished. It does not have a pin cushion in it yet. But this tray will hold an ort jar, like a small jelly jar, and then your pin cushion would be here. And this would be your felt tray that would hold your cut threads and your bobbins and any other thing, your scissors or anything. It does have two magnets. Another thing that he designed for us, or I drew out and he cut out for me, are our thread organizers. This is just a simple round one. He does seal these. They are wood. He does seal them. So what I do when I use them is I just take a Sharpie and mark my colors off there. I would just write directly on it. Then you just take a magic eraser and it comes off. Or you can put the little uh, stickers, little plain stickers on there, write your numbers on there with a pencil or whatever, and then you can just simply erase them off. Um, some of our designer ones, this is a seagull and is laser engraved. And of course your threads go around the top. This one is a sea turtle. This one I love because it is just a farm scene and I just love it. That cow is just too cute. And of course one he made for me, which is an owl. It was funny when he cut that one. I said, "Do you know that I actually stitched that one and have it like hanging up in the living room?" The next thing, he cuts out corner finders. These are 3-inch wooden corner finders. Each hole is a ½ inch apart, so you can go 1 inch all the way up to 3 inches. Some of them we do still have cute little designs on them if you rather that than the plain one. We also have our chicken thread organizer. We have a Christmas globe. He also has a pumpkin, a truck, and let's see what else. There is a cow and a happy Halloween scary cat. Um, and as I said, you can find all these things if you're interested in his Etsy shop. He is running a sale right now. I think he said, how much are you doing off? Just 25% off now. I'm not sure how long he's running that sale. But if you're interested in anything, check him out on Etsy. It's Palmetto South Designs. Um, he not only does, cross stitch stuff. He he designs signs to hang on your doors and walls. We He has tumblers. I'm sorry. There's some ceramic trinket boxes. Quite a few other things on there. But like I said, just check him out. See what he's got going on there. And I thank everybody for watching me. I believe that's all I have to say for now. Um, I think I will cut this into two videos because I do have so many whips to show. That will be in my next video. But yeah, I thank everybody for coming to watch me. And like I said, hopefully we can make this a regular thing. But everybody enjoy your stitching and have a great day. Thank you.